Hello everyone, friends. In this video, we're going to talk about turning points in relationships. I feel it's my duty to share this experience with you because I work with over 1,000 people a year, each with their own unique story, and certain patterns can be seen in these stories again and again. So what are these situations? Let me share the top ones. First, a new job. This is a situation where a woman either wasn't working before or changes jobs and everything starts to go downhill. Why? What are the two factors? The first factor, she simply starts living her own life, meaning she spends less time thinking about her man, gets more distracted, and has her own issues to deal with. Meanwhile, the man starts to feel a lack of the attention he used to get, and this causes him to worry. He starts putting in more effort, like picking her up from work, even though he never did that before. And as a result, she pulls away while he tries to get closer. And here, of course, the balance of significance starts to shift. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is when she receives attention from other men. In other words, she's attractive, men approach her, they flirt with her, and she starts to feel that she's in demand. This can complement the previous scenario. Again, I'm just describing what can happen. And her self-importance starts to grow, leading to the same consequences. The third scenario is when she starts an affair at work, often with her boss, of course, with all the consequences that follow. There are a lot of stories related to returning to work after maternity leave, starting a first job, or changing jobs. So, friends, be careful. This is something you need to approach with caution, so to speak. Keep an eye on things, stay alert. The next situation, I already mentioned it in one of my videos, so I don't want to repeat myself. I'll just sum it up in a few words. It's a situation where a man goes through a crisis in his life, some misfortune or trouble, maybe related to work, business, or something else. He feels apathetic and looks for support from his girlfriend or wife, but instead of support, even though formally she might offer support, in the end she still gives him a kick in the backside. So I want to emphasize this once again. Friends, make the distinction. There's her rational side where she thinks things through and, in theory, should support you. And then there are her instincts, and when it comes to instincts, your weak behavior will always have a negative effect, no matter how wonderful and understanding she may seem here, no matter how many years you've been together, or how integrated you are into each other's lives. That all goes away. This is what determines whether she stays with you or not. This, in reality, doesn't decide anything. Moving on.